I was blocking somebody and then I think I pressed the wrong button. And I go, the admin say van hier, from now on, any person that says anything negative on the pages, block. Ons kan nie weer hoofdkikkers het hier nie. Block. Any person says anything to all the admin people, you block that person. We're not going to argue with people anymore. Daar's nie tyd om te argue nie. Somebody says one thing, let them, one wrong thing, block, 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 block. In fact, I think I must met 'n blokman opsit hier. Op die. Hy kyk net vir negative comments en hulle block, we block. Because there's no time to argue. There's no time to argue. There's absolutely no time to argue. We can't still be arguing with people when the election is here. What do they want here in the first place? So somebody says anything that goes left, you'll block. We will see them after the election because we need to be focused. We need to be focused. We can't be arguing. Some of you argue with people here the whole day. So if somebody just say anything bad, you block. I want Edmund to block them. On this chat, this is a PA group. We want PA people. So the word of the day is block, 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 block. So word of the day is block. Anybody say something just out of line, block. We don't have time. There's no time to be arguing with people. Ons sal vir julle sien na die election. We'll see you after the election. Maar for now block ons vir jou. Because they take up a lot of our time. When are we going to sign up people? When are we going to work? When are we going to do that? Patriots, there's so many things I want to talk about. I want to start. But I want to talk about, I'll start by, when people, I went to Live Golf at a dinner when the golfers were all landing. And I was the keynote speaker at that dinner. But to meet all the international golfers when they came in South Africa. But I had an appointment that I made that I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna go to Bayers Nodia, to Gravreinet. I'm gonna be there because there's a church service. And I went to the church service because people were waiting for me there. I didn't go and say there's now famous golfers that I have to go to, while people were waiting for me. The Patriots were waiting. And I came there, and the people I missed the message, but I was told that Apostle Cook delivered a powerful sermon. And when I got there, I could feel the salving was in die liggaam, man. You could just feel that the atmosphere was rich, in the spirit. And I want to say to you that, and I was so happy I took the decision. I was so happy I went to Gravreinet. Although people advised me, I think you should just tell the Patriots, they'll understand. I said, no, I want to be there. And I want to say thank you. I saw the councillor was wearing a t-shirt. Nathan Jacobs was wearing a t-shirt that said Jesus. And I remember Ronaldo, Frances was telling me when she brought him to me, and she said, Pres, ek beloof vir jou vandag, ons gaat wen. That's going to be my birthday present to you. And I want to say thank you for keeping your word, and it's the best birthday present. So thank you. And I want to thank the whole team that worked there, from the chairperson, Nadine, right through to everyone. Right through to everyone, I want to thank you. You worked so hard. You worked so hard. And people will never understand the PA because they look at this PA through the natural eye. While you must, to understand the PA, you got to look at it through a spiritual eye. The PA is a party that needs patience. You got to love this party. If you don't love this party, there's every day a rumor about this party. And everybody works so hard there. Like Tiffany and them, Vera and them. Like all of you, you work so hard. So hard. Liam's dad, I could see he was tired of working so hard. He was tired because he worked so hard. Let me put it right. He was tired because he worked so hard. The people came from everywhere. Rand West, Joburg, Kokama, Mary and them, Esters van die partij. I want to thank each and every one of you. You would not understand what that victory meant. A lot of money was put in there for us to lose. The decision that my constitutional obligation to sign the Robert Sobukwe down, that was a constitutional obligation, was used against you. I owe you guys the biggest party. All of you, because all of you worked. And you not only had to convince people to vote for the PA, you had to work against something that I caused. I caused you guys a lot of problems, marches, but none of you ever blamed me. None of you said, you see, Pres, why did you do this now? And it's very humbling because you understand that names were changed long before I came there. Kariga, Nelson Mandela Bay. I didn't change those names. There's a constitutional process that's happening. But the fact that you guys had to work against that, but you never blamed me. And I saw it, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad. And I want to say to you, I saw people from George there when I left. Teresa and them. And I want the same love that Grafinet got. I want Oudtshoorn to get the same love. Because hy mense van Oudtshoorn support altyd mense. So I want to thank you first, and that is why I started with that. I want to thank each and every one of you. I felt so bad when I saw that my work obligations are being used against Councillor Nathan Jacobs, against the people there. You did very well. I was speaking to Nadine and she said, Pres, ons weet nie, maar ons moet hard werk. Ja, thank you. I wanted you to know how important this win was for the Patriotic Alliance. History has been made. And I want to be clear. You know, and I want to use Tiffany as an example. Tiffany has got kids. And she has been told, leave your kids here, you go to this town. You go there. We used to send her around. She never complained. All she did was, where am I going? And she'll go. Today, she's a member of the provincial legislature. But if you look at Tiffany, you look at provincial legislature, you look at half of her story. Now, why I'm mentioning her is to tell you that things are going to change for you. Like it changed for her. When she bought a car, she showed me. She came to me again, Pres, I bought a house for me and my kids. I'm using as an example to say that there are people that love this party unconditionally. Not people that run after every story that's being told about the party. So your time is going to come. Then I want to talk about Jocelyn. Yeah? I want to talk about Jocelyn. You know, I don't understand when people say we're using Jocelyn for politics because the PA has never put Jocelyn on a political t-shirt. We have never campaigned with the name of Jocelyn. In fact, we stopped our campaign. Where's the admin? Ek sien daar's wat moet geblok word hier al klaar. That's talking nonsense. I don't know why you guys are so slow. Block these people. Enige wat nonsense, but sommer nou geblok word. Jocelyn, when we looked for her, we all looked for her. We couldn't find her. And when we stood back, Tivan and Vicky and all of us, there were some people, without even our instruction, that continue looking for Jocelyn. That continue looking for her. One of those people was a detective. He worked with his own resources. Only when it became so expensive for him and his family did he contact me. And he showed me what he had. I met him face to face for the first time, but I've given him money. I met him only this weekend when I was at the launch of the Jocelyn, him and his lovely wife. But the person that wants justice, he then got more information that even the cops got. He found that there was a combi involved with a kidnapping of Jocelyn. He followed where the combi was driving. It wasn't even driving on the road. He was taking back roads. He gave us all that information. And he checked it out. He checked it out. He then got more information regarding the involvement, possibly, of Ayanda. I have that information. What did I do with that information? I gave it to the minister. Now, the media and people here on Facebook, who do you think you are? Where's the information? Wie is jy? Jou vrou vat jou nie eens kop toe nie, jou kinders vat jou nie kop toe nie. Nou wil jy kom regeer in my lewe. Where's Jocelyn? I don't know where Jocelyn is. Yeah, where's the information? Wie dink Jay is Jay? Who do you think you are? Where's, I don't report to you. I report to members of the Patriotic Alliance, the people that sent me to become a minister. Don't give yourself powers in my life. I don't answer to you. You throw later you nie see. You know, there's some guys that jou vrou is besig. Sy is besig met my. Jou vrou is besig met ander mense. Julle vrouens is besig met ander mense en julle besig is met my. PA people know one thing. I always come here and answer every allegation here. Don't ask questions of me. You're not a member of the PA. I answer only to the PA people. Yeah, where's this? Wie dink jy? Who do you think you are? Vir my kom vra. Hier, ek speel julle. Jou kinders vat jou nie eens kop toe nie. I must come answer you. I answer only to people of the Patriotic Alliance. I've given that information to the Minister of Police because he's an honest man. Will something come of it? Is it 100% the truth? I do not know. Is Jocelyn dead? Did Jocelyn die? I don't think Jocelyn is dead. I think Jocelyn is alive. Now when I hear people say we are hiding the fact that Jocelyn is dead, so bring us Jocelyn's body because you guys seem to know much more than us that has been working on this case on basically a full-time basis. When you pray to God for something, you're patient with the answer. We prayed for life and we prayed for Jocelyn to appear one day. I know of children that appeared for much longer than Jocelyn. People thought they're dead and they're not dead and they came out. And as far supernaturally do we ask God to keep his hand of protection over Jocelyn wherever she is. So I'm not going to come here and say Jocelyn is dead. Then I'm weak of faith because when I go on my knees every night, I ask, put your hand of protection over their child, Lord. So how will I now come and say, you see, I must tell you, people, you can, for me, even if you use Jocelyn against me, the Jocelyn, it doesn't faze me. All I want to see in my life is that little girl appear one day. Do you know that Jocelyn's got brothers and sisters and families, aunties, and then you guys start talking about she's dead? You should be charged for saying that. Imagine I hear somebody's dead and you don't bring the body, you don't bring evidence. This is a person that we're talking about here. This is somebody that also has family. So julle kan maar almal dink Jocelyn is dood. Solank ek hier 'n liggaam sien nie. Because if Jocelyn is dead, then we must stop searching for her. I don't know where she is, because if I knew we would have gone and fetch her. There's people smarter than me, more professional than me when it comes to searching for people that are now searching for Jocelyn. Vicky and Nemotelo, we looked at every hook, nook and cranny. We went overseas. We did everything. But I'm saying to you today, I feel that child is still alive. I've got no proof other than my faith. Because my heart gaan uit vir die familie. Imagine jy moet die nonsens lees wat hulle video's maak en skryf nie. Nou, jy sien, ek is mos 'n ander man. I respect people that come straight at me. Don't come sideways at me. Do not come sideways at me. Because ek sal ook sideways kom. en ek gaan die lekker sien. Die Here is in control van Jocelyn se lewe. If he called Jocelyn to him, we will abide by that. Jocelyn is not the only child that has gone missing and come back after 5 years. The children came back after 20 years. Ek gaan maar aangaan, want die Here wat ek verbid het al vir my baie geantwoord. Hy het al die onmoontlike moontlik gemaak. He made the impossible possible for me. Your guys' obsession with me is why your lives are not going forward. Because you're so obsessed with me and what I say and what I do. You know the PA, instead of now going to the movies with your family, instead of going to watch Netflix with your family, you are here on a life, but this is a PA life. You're sick. This is a PA meeting. Wat soek jy hier? Jy's mal. PA people were called to a live tonight, maar jy's hier. Jy mal. Then I want to move to the issue of, one thing that I teach my kids is don't brag. Don't brag with what we have. Don't do that. Don't brag with who we are. Now, I want you to listen very deeply with what I'm going to say to you. In Mbiza, people gave Ashley Saul's information regarding General Mkonazi. They gave him information regarding General Mkonazi the day before General Mkonazi appeared. Some of those people were in the unit of General Mkonazi. They said they can trust him with the information. Mbiza came to me as the leader and said, this is what I have. I said, Mbiza, this is too serious. Have you tested this information? He says, I've not tested information. I said, I'm not going to allow you to go and blacken the name of General Mkonazi with these accusations. And Mbiza debated me. After 20 minutes, he understood. I said, Mbiza, don't do that. You don't do that to a man. Once information is tested, and you've got proof. But don't throw. I said, you can't do that. That man has a family. People lie about people. And Peter says, you're right, Press. I said, information does not disappear. You can, on a further stage, check this information. But for now, how do you know these people just don't maybe have something against General Mkonazi? How do you know that? Ashley Sauls then, he sent me a message like, you are so right, Press. What I didn't know is that the very same man that I fought was Mbiza, was Ashley Sauls, will bring a statement by Jermaine Brim. Do you know Jermaine Brim? I've never met that man in my entire life. I didn't even know he was in jail until he had to confess. When I asked him, there was a lady in El Dorado Park he sent me to saying he was talking to me over the phone. I didn't know him. I've never met him in my life. That lady then said, I don't know, what was a child, was the child missing? I can't remember, but there was a problem with that lady. I went to a house in Elders, Then I'm like, meet me in El Rado Park. And he told me, I can't do that. I'm in jail. Now, he said to me, no, I said, what did you do in jail? Now I'm here falsely in jail. And I never judge people. And he said to me, yeah, no, it's just my mom. My mom is a woman that, can you just go take a picture with my mom? I went with the DP, we took a picture. I saw this woman is struggling. And I said, let me help your mom to help you when you're in jail. He gave his mom to make food for patriots. All the patriots complained. There was not even meat after we gave so much money. When I confronted her, the next day, she joined, this is 2 days before the election, 3 days before the election, she joined the African Christian Democratic Party, ACDP. And she starts slandering my name. We won the by-election after she told everybody I'm a crook and whatever. When we celebrated in Reveille, I was so shocked when this woman came with a great dress. Ek moes al daar gesien het die mal vrou die. And then Jermaine then made the biggest mistake of his life. Michelle, the DSG, he sent a picture of a house, a wall, and said, yesterday, I think at 3 o'clock you were here, which was the truth, she was there. It made mal gemaakt, not by Michelle. I then wrote a letter, and I said, this man still has access to phones and whatever. And they moved him to CMX. He writes a letter where he speaks about Darlene and myself. Now, this is the man that used the previous prosecutor. He had a system where he would use the voice of anybody's voice and phone number, and I think he tried to buy cars and stuff like that. That's why he's in jail. He was threatening people of PA every day, phoning them, he's going to kill them, all of that. And all of these people, Jawira and them, all of them, this guy's own, like, you know, he talks stuff. He doesn't have a car or a house in his name. But he said he gave me 2 million. Hy het nog eens 1 miljoen gesien. You don't have a car and a house and you give people 2 million for me. How can you give a person that you've never met 2 million? He says he sold drugs for me in jail. Why would I move him to CMX where you can't sell drugs if he was selling drugs for me? Now, where I got hurt was when General Mkonazi, without testing that evidence, he took that letter of that guy to the commission. And I have got kids. I got family. To go and read that thing that I'm a drug dealer, as a cop, he's supposed to know. You see, I don't care about Darlene and that guy Mazolman of IFP because they play in politics. We will play politics back with them very soon. Watch the space. Watch the space. But for him, while I said the whole day and said, on Biza, you will not do this. People in his own unit came with recordings and stuff. I said, on Biza, you will not do that. And they did a stitch job on me. They sat with that thing and they left it for the last day of the commission. Why didn't they bring that evidence at the beginning when they got it? That man is such a liar, that of MK. He walks over to me in the commission. He's like, hey, there's a letter that came about you by us. I said, that's just nonsense. He's telling me that without me asking him. He came to me. He says, there's a letter that came about you. It's just nonsense. I'm like, my brother, I've got nothing to hide. Now, people that know me know that even in my days of crime, I hated drugs. I still hate drugs. I just hate it. You know where I stay in Heidedal? I moved out of Heidedal. You must ask Leader Saintus. He was with me that day. So I heard there's guys from PE that is just shooting people and killing people where I'm staying, and they taking over there. I went to Heidedal. I moved out of Heidedal. And when I got there, we're standing outside my mom's yard, and Saintus is explaining to me, these guys are causing havoc here. Drug dealers. One woman came with the kids. She says, Katie, Here, dankie, Here, that you are here. I said, what's wrong? She said, they put me out of my house and they're selling drugs from my house now, and the cops are involved. They want to go there. I said, jump in my car, let's go. I was saying this. I was shivering. I went in there. I plucked some of those guys. I choked the one boss there. I was so angry. He ran to go get his gun. And then, I think sy plak het geval. And I fought them. And I risked everything. I risked going back to jail. When drug dealers were threatening, we had a march against drugs, and they were going for PA woman and a baby in Toekomsrus. That was the last time I got insurance, life insurance cover. And I went for them. Now, I don't want to mention this, but I do have businesses. My family have businesses. We probably have like 40 buses, my family. We have biggest mining equipment you can get on our mines. One of our mines are turning 15 million rands a year. After this, SARS told me, you still owe us so much. I said, I'll pay you. Tell me how much is it. They send me how much is it. We are not people that are struggling. You know, today I was with my protectors in Cape Town, Zane and they were laughing with this. They were telling me about this drug story. They say, wanneer het jy kans op die pilletjies en goedes te verkoop? So they did what you call a stitch job on me. Imagine with every opportunity that I have, I must involve myself. Do you know why I don't have a good relationship with gangsters in jail, in Cape Town? Because when we opened a nightclub, they wanted to sell drugs at our club, and I said no. So if the letter is a cop, that's what I was expecting of him, is what I did with Zombiza. If somebody, I can call you, they said I killed a guy in Alrado Park once, the same Jermaine. And like I said, I'm open to be investigated. Imagine ek gaan elders toe gaan skiet 'n gun daar. Almal ken van my. Let Darlene and Kurt have a good time with my name. A very good time. Let them have a good time with my name. It's okay. Die pad is lang. Die pad is lang. I am 24/7 with security. Outside my house now, there's security. So I want to put it out here. You see, I don't come sideways, but I know who's behind Kurt. It's fine. Enjoy my name. Do what you want to do. So when you go out and you make an allegation like I don't know Ket Matlala. I've never met Ket Matlala. I don't know Katie, I don't know what is her name now. I don't know these people. I don't know these big five guys. I've never met them. I've never had, I mean, for me to say that a photo can appear tomorrow, then I'll be like a liar. So I'm telling you, I don't know these people. Ek wil nie snaaks as jy, maar ek kan nou reg terug gaan by lewe, pilletjies verkoop. Ek wil nie vir hulle sê hoe die Here my geseën nie. So all of you, I want to make it clear. I was very disappointed in the general because I really was a big fan of him. He should have known to test that information before he took it there. You don't make such a serious. I'm a member of the executive of this country. Did they call me in to question me on that? But enjoy my name. Enjoy my name. I'm busy with elections. That's all I'm going to say. Enjoy my name. To the Patriots, I want to say that my family has slate mines. We've got diamond mines. We've got transport businesses. We've got Divan and them will tell you how many guys work for us that sells books on the street. I don't even sell my books. I wrote in bookshops anymore because I make more money selling on the streets. But I need to tell you that you must know I'm busy with the election. I'm busy with the election. You know, Jermaine Prim wanted me to go for Darlene and he was sending me information about Darlene. She's a drug dealer. He told me all those things and I never once did that. I was just very disappointed because I was a great fan of the general. That somebody in jail sends you something and you go and take it to a commission. Shouldn't you at least just, this guy is a piece of shit, Jermaine Prim, let me tell you. They were making screenshots of me being with girls in Australia. I've never been to Australia. They were trying everything to bring, but you see, when he says he's going to kill me, say he does, that's when, ja, weet jy, ek is mos 'n ander mens, man. When he said he's going to kill me, say, yeah, no, for as long as I'm alive, there's no woman of PA that can be told you'll be killed. Dan ek, Gayton Mckenzie, dan staan ek terug. Ek gee nie om wie jy is of wie jy ken nie. As ek kom by PA se vrouens, hy's 'n rongten, massakin. Hy's 'n rongten. By PA se vrouens, hy's 'n rongten. And I will defend all women. But the woman of PA, look up to me. The woman of PA, look to me and yeah, the problems I know and the things they share with me. I wrong them. Maar ek kan jy sien. Sometimes hulle vergeet. There's no woman in PA. I don't care, you can be the biggest gangster in the world. You will never threaten any woman, in fact, in my company. But you see, I don't know who can remember. I think it was for Sylvester one day when a guy was slapping or something, a PA woman in front of us there. Ek gooi hom amper in die vuur in. In die vuur. Because ek tel op vir PA vrouens. Ek dra vir julle hoog op my hande. Now imagine I get my friends in jail tomorrow to say the general is a murderer. The general does this. I can get friends to make false things, which will be false because he's not those things. And I go public with that information. This man says he knew Gayton McClala and what. Jermaine is just a liar that's frustrated in jail. People want him to come out, let me tell you. Because his own friends were telling me they never knew he's a police informer. And then I saw Kurt says people mustn't make him talk. I encourage you tonight to talk. Keep on talking. Talk what? Guys, come on. But enjoy my name. Enjoy my name. I have no beef with people. I don't speak bad about other parties, political leaders. They don't speak about me. But I need you to know, me. Imagine, do you know that I was having coffee the other day with Michelle in the office, and she said, yo, the day I have to open my mouth with a charity that you are doing, people will be shocked, but just you, I said, you'll never do that. I'm not helping people for the world to know. Now, most importantly, before I go to the next point, because there's something important you must know. Something very bad that happened here in the PA. What you call it? What's the last thing I wanted to say on this matter? I will never speak bad about people. But I want you to know it's silly season. People are going to try everything, you know. I remember people came to me, you cannot make Debbie. Debbie is a drug dealer. You cannot, then they came to me, Shorty, you cannot take Shorty. Shorty is a drug dealer. Then they came and they said, you cannot take Rita. Rita is a drug dealer. All the people that won the awards and that has really been advance for the PA. All I meant, sir. So let me tell you what Jermaine is doing. He's playing them to get out of CMEX. He's acting like, I'm working with the police, hoping they're going to take him out of CMEX. Me, I know nothing bad about General Mckenzie. Nothing. And I said to Mbiza, you're not going to bring rumors. Because Mbiza said, this information, what must I do, Prince? I'm going to ask him tomorrow. I said, no, you'll not do such. Mbiza was saying to me, no, but Prince, we have to bring this out. I said, Mbiza, do you want to cast aspersions on a man without testing in this information? So also I want to tell PA people, it's silly season. It's silly season. People are going to have a lot to say about you. But when they talk about you, they are just uplifting you. You know, I'll make you an example with Live Golf. When I landed in South Korea, got to South Korea, I met this thing as, there was still thing as JC, the Southern Guards. This is the South African team. And they briefed me. They're like, yo, Minister, thanks for coming. We never thought you'll come. Minister, go speak to them. I went to go meet with the CEO and the COO of Love Golf. And when I spoke to them, they said to me, Minister, yeah, I said, no, you've never been to Africa. That's not right. You got to come to Africa. Like, do you think it will work in Africa? I said, I know it will work. They said, will you pay for it? I said, yes, government will pay your license fee. They said, but will it work? I said, it will work. They said, all right, we'll go there 2028, 2029. I looked him straight in the eye, Scott, the CEO of Love Golf. I said to him, do you know what is reshuffle? He says, no. I said, reshuffle, I can go back and I might not be a minister anymore. He says, what do you mean? I said, do you have me now? He says, so Minister, when do you want this Love Golf, when do you want us to come down to South Africa? I said, in 2026, next year. He says, it's 8 months from now. You'll never be able to put this thing together. I said, I will. Panyaza was, every step of the way, Panyaza worked so hard. When I came to tell him, Panyaza, he didn't even know what Love Golf was. I said, Panyaza, let's do this thing. Let's go to London to meet them again. Tell them Gauteng will hold this thing. Panyaza went with me. You know, the staff of DSEC, you know, by Efanyela criticize, I'll come back now to Mbiza. The staff of DSEC, I pushed those people to the limit. We had 8 months to put this thing together. 8 months. I pushed them. I pushed them. I pushed that staff members. It is because of them that this thing is so successful. We sold 100,000 tickets. 100,000 tickets. We worked. It's everything. We didn't sleep. Every friend I have, I'm saying every friend. You know, Charles sent me a message. Charles said to me the other night, late, he's like, you're a crazy guy. I said, why? He says, I looked at you like, how did you know this is going to happen like this? I said, I move in faith, not in sight, my brother. Everyone told me Love Golf is not going to work. Every one of my friends. Every single one of my friends. Look at it today. It is packed. Packed, packed, packed. There's no more tickets. People are calling me like crazy. It's the biggest event after the G20. Hotels are fully booked. Restaurants are fully booked. Flights are fully booked. We're bringing between 800 and 1 billion rands in our economy. That is what you call output cost. Our input cost was not even more than 100 million. But now the country is making 1 billion in sports tourism, in taxes. The money, the winning money is being paid from here, and those players will pay tax on that money. The winner, I think, gets like 80 million rands tomorrow. So we've boosted the economy. Jobs will be created. Opportunities were created. And tomorrow, it's going to be crazy. Then I have some bad news for you guys. I was told by the SG that one of our leaders in George, we're getting all the facts correct, is being accused of having slept, forcefully raped a 17-year-old girl. I'm not saying he did it. I have no facts, nothing. But the cops are investigating it. And the leader is resigning from the legislature in the Western Cape until, because we don't cast aspersions on him. He says he was innocent. He says he's innocent. We will not turn our backs on him, but we must, in this instance, stand by the girl and make sure that she gets all the protection. I am one person that believes that God can change anybody. If he has done it, he needs to pay for this crime and repent. If he's not done it, he needs to sue people. I was shocked, but we don't hide things in the PA. That's what I'm telling you. We will remove him. They think they're busy removing him from the legislature. I think he even decided to resign by himself. But you need to know, we can't hide stuff like that as a party. We must always be upfront with our members. If there's something good or bad, we should not take sides at this point in time until it takes a lot for a woman sometimes to come out and say, this is what happened to me, and particularly when it is such a young girl. I pray that it is not the truth. I pray. But from PA side, we are taking action. We are not going to. I spoke to it's not me, but the team spoke to him, and it's a sad thing, but we cannot. We cannot hide from the members what's happening. When a young girl makes an accusation, we cannot just brush it on. We must be a party that's an example. It's very regrettable what happened, but you need to know and you need to hear from me, and I'm not going to hide stuff from you. And I'm not saying the guy is innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. I do not know. But I have to be transparent with PA people because this is your party. This is not my party. You have to know the SG is working on this thing. And we'll remove him from the legislature. We will announce very soon who will go into his place so that he can deal with his legal matters. And I also want to tell men that you have to be very careful. And to women, don't trust any man. Every man that you meet, you need to get to know a person. These are very serious allegations, and the PA takes it very, very serious. And for us, this is not some will want to make it a political issue. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're taking action. If the lady or the little young lady, I said respectfully, we're even willing to assist in any assistance she might need from the PA. And, you know, the truth comes out. So that's why I don't want to cast aspersions on people. There was this guy in the DA. What was his name? Malusi Boy. Malusi Boy was his name. People said to me, you must make a statement against... you should make a statement. When Malusi Boy was thing, and I didn't. I didn't make a statement. I said, let the courts. And the man was found, cases were withdrawn against him, and I was just thinking court, like, yo, I wanted to make posters of this guy. I was advised to make posters and stuff like that. Then, what is this? You know, one thing I want to tell you also was on Biza. On Biza has been a great example to you guys that he never, and sometimes you say he's on the side of this one, he's on the side of this one. On Biza was one of the only people that didn't take sides in that commission. He didn't play politics. Somebody asked a question, was the lady taken to hospital? Yes, she's taken to hospital. She said the day it happened, they said, well, then they'll still find like sperms and stuff like that. So they're testing all of that. So let's let the law, let's not interfere, let the law take its course, but the PA will also take action for now. And as I said to you, that I will also speak to the person tomorrow to say to him that, because he said he's innocent, I'm not going to cast aspersions on no one. So what we can learn from Ashley Souls is that he went in that commission not taking sides. He went there not taking sides. And then I hear somebody else says, I never speak about disabled people. Today, I went to open a comic court for disabled people and people that's hard of hearing, people that are blind. I went to open a new computer center today. I went to open a new library today. I went to go and donate stuff today. Our longest serving councillor in this party is disabled. Dino Peterson. He's the longest serving councillor in the PA. Let's not make accusations and whatever. Maybe sometimes when we don't talk about it. I have so much respect for disabled people and so much love. So to Mbiza, I want to say you made us very proud of that commission. Because you were looking for the truth, not for sensation, not for people's names. And I'm glad that you did argue with me at first, but I'm glad that you listened to me. When I said you can't do that, you cannot cast aspersions on the general. And I'm very proud of the work that you've done. And many don't understand. They criticize you not understanding. You did your part very well. And then I want to say to Patriots, more importantly, Patriots, you are the reason why I'm under attack. Julle wen te veel wots, man. Julle maak die mense mal. You know when you go on Facebook, it's just PA. It's just PA. We are the party to sabotage. They want to stop us. You know, I was laughing today. Somebody sent me, what is that guy's name? Ethel, that last time he apologized to me. Today he's back again after apologizing to me, talking about Dubai, Western. Is there, they're opening, they're busy there in Central Karoo. And I was laughing. I'm like, yo, you must respect Bradley, eh? Bradley Murray and the gang there in Nelson Mandela Bay, all of you, I respect you. Julle jag hom weg. Julle jag hom uit. He's from there by you. He must fight you there. He's not there in Dubai West Hotel. Julle maak sasa. Ai. Julle maak sasa dat hy man is te warm met die sasa wat julle maak. Hy man hardloop hier af. Hy is nou die kant. Hy bekleed nie vir julle daar in Nelson Mandela Bay. Bradley is bezig. Hulle slag hulle daar. At Nelson Mandela Bay. So I just needed you guys to know that it's war. Die Kurt en Terlin en al die mense met al hulle tricks, those are slankies wat die gif het. We're dealing with big cobras, not them. I just need you to know that word. We're dealing with very big cobras. But you make me very proud. What I don't understand, julle praat so baie, kom by election toe, kom julle naby. Kom julle naby, kom julle by election toe. Kom julle by election toe, laat ons kan sien. And then in conclusion, Patriots, April we start launching our election campaign. You'll get all the dates here on this set. You'll get all the things on. I just want to see, do I have that date? You got all the dates. And you know, guys, you must show us your pictures. You'll praat van ons sign. Ja, wie hoeveel baie PA t-shirts is hier? You can someone get a PA t-shirt and you put somebody in here like, we don't even know those people that you say has joined you. I thank God for one thing. We have built leaders. Julle is leaders. I did nothing in that word. That word that you guys want. I did nothing. They did when I went to the church, to the klager ween, to the klaver soos. All I'm asking patriots is, just be focused. They told me love golf is not going to work. I remain focused. Don't turn back. Don't turn back. Moenie laat mense jou terugdraai nie. Julle president is baie lief vir julle. Baie lief vir julle. Don't turn back. Ons het hulle voet op die nek. Ons het hulle. Ons gaan hulle in ons ore weer meet. Die election, your life is going to change. We're taking municipalities. People must get jobs. People must get stuff. We are working. We are working. Don't be distracted. Hou by die plan. That's what I've done. Keep your eye on the price. That's what I've done. I kept my eye on the price. With Love Golf. Look at Love Golf today. Ek is trots. Because my people worked so hard. Because I inspired them. So I'm saying to you, this election is our election. This election is our election. Laat hulle video's stuur en recordings stuur en al die goedes doen. And we promised some people t-shirts, but the new t-shirts are coming, so just hold on a bit. Kerk is baie lief vir julle mense. Do not make that mistake, eh? Don't make that mistake. It is baie lief vir julle. Julle is my hart se snare. Voet op die nek. P. Makalamal. Helen Zille calls us criminals and mafias and stuff. It's okay. We keep our eye on the price. You're going to hear the worst things about us. That's why every allegation, ek luister maar net en ek kyk. Guys, go back into your position. That's all you must do. My tour is starting now. I'm coming to all areas. I'm not a minister. I'm not a president of Gauteng or Cape Town. Ek moet na al plekke toe gaan. Stay focused, leadership. Our campaign here is called nat. I don't blame the parties when they get scared. Salute patriots, I love you. And it was a very serious life. I just needed to tell you that what happened, they did a stitch job on me. But yeah, we'll never do what they do unto us to them. Just know that. Salute. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.